Hello, Internet. I'm really sorry that it's been so long. I actually tried to make this video several times, but I kept getting interrupted by hospital staff. Um, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Since the last video, I was discharged from the hospital. I went home, and I stayed there for about 3 days. And then my temperature began to climb rapidly, and it eventually hit 101.5, and so I had to go back to the hospital. While I was there, they did chest x-rays, they did CT scans, and two things they discovered. The first was that the fluid in my lung cavity had increased dramatically and had to be removed. So they did another procedure called a thoracentesis to drain that fluid, and they pulled over a liter of fluid out of my body. None of it was infected. They had already done testing on that, so they knew it was not infected. But it was no wonder that I was having difficulty breathing and that I was coughing so much. They also found another abscess in my liver, and so they had to put in another drain. So now I've got two tubes sticking out of my liver, draining fluid. They also discovered that these abscesses are being fed by a bile duct, and they're a little bit concerned about that because they can keep draining fluid out of that all they want. It'll just get fed more fluid from that bile duct, but they suspect that over time, as the abscesses shrink, that spillover will also heal up, and it won't be doing that anymore. They had to, I think I told you this, they had to put in, I'm sorry, I can't remember what I put in the last video. They had to put in a PICC line in my arm and send me home with an infusion pump to take daily antibiotics. That's still the case. I'm currently hooked up to it. So as you can see, I've got the PICC line in, and this tube is leading to the pump, infusion pump, that is clipped to my belt. It's like a fanny pack. Those of you who have seen my chemotherapy videos remember that I had to do the same thing for chemo. So it's the exact same setup, except it doesn't make me feel sick, which is really nice. But they taught me how to use it, how to switch out the packets of antibiotics, and how to flush the line and all that stuff. So I've been doing that on my own. So I've been pretty weak, and I've lost a lot of weight. So I'm trying to do different things to get my strength back up. I swear the past month and a half has aged me 20 years because it knocks me out to do very simple things. I feel like an old man. I feel like I'm in my 60s. What I would normally find a normal, easy chore is now in a long, involved process that can result in me short of breath and sweating. Like right now, actually. I feel like shit. And I imagine I'm going to continue to feel like shit until this is over. I'm wearing my glasses because I just can't be bothered with contact lenses right now. And also I should probably not be putting my dirty fingers in my eyes while I'm immunocompromised like I am. I've taken to being very clean, very careful. I've been very diligently washing my hands after I do pretty much everything. Just because I don't want to run the risk of making this infection worse. And it seems like every few days I have to go back to the hospital, and they get it under control and send me home, but it doesn't seem to stick. Last night I had a temperature of 100, and that was a concern. Not enough to put me back in the hospital, but certainly something to keep an eye on. I've been keeping my temperature down with Tylenol. It has not gotten any higher than 100. This morning it was normal. It was like 98.5. But this afternoon it was 99.5. So definitely something to monitor and be careful about. Guys, I am so sick of going to the hospital. This last time, I went to the same hospital that I've been going to, and normally they were putting me on the second floor, and I really like the second floor. Not only do they know me there by now, because I've been there so many times, but the staff there are very diligent, they're very helpful, prompt, they really know their stuff, and I really appreciated them. This time around, I went to the 5th floor because the 2nd floor was full, and I hated it. It was amateur hour. These people did not seem to know what they were doing. They did not put forth nearly as much effort, and I continuously doubted their competence, which did not put my mind at ease. And top it all off, I had a roommate who needed a bed alarm because he was a fall risk, but he was an old man, kind of a senile old man, and in the middle of the night, he would try to get up to go to the bathroom. So this shrill alarm would go off at 2 o'clock in the morning, waking me up, and that would happen a couple times a night, and it would drive me crazy. And I got very, very little sleep, and I got cranky and irritable. I'm every inch the old man. This has aged me so much. I hate it. I hate feeling this way. Anyway, that's really it. I just need to continue with the antibiotics, monitor my temperature, drain the fluids from my drains, flush those, keep clean, eat, do at least a little bit of exercise a day to try to keep my strength up. And I've got doctor's appointments next week, and then I guess I'll know more after that. So fingers crossed and knock on wood that I am not going to wind up with another fever and have to go back to the friggin' hospital again. I cannot stress enough how sick and tired I am of going to the hospital. Anyway, that's really it. There's not anything else I can think of. So I'll leave it here. I'll update again when I know something new or when something new happens. And yeah, I'll let you know. Anyway, that's it for this one. So thanks everybody. Take care. I'll see you next time.